There is a lot going on there. There's a lot going on in here as well as we start the morning stretch. Good morning, around 8 o'clock. I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Engelbrecht, getting you stretching for this Tuesday morning, and we got a lot to go over. I mean,
absolutely. That's why we had a lot going on at the beginning in the music, just to prepare you for the amount of topics that we're going to push through this morning. And hey, we've got a special visitor back. We've got Kyrstyn Glover back in the house today.
Hey, what's going on?
Yes. It's
Push
good
the
to have
buttons,
you here.
run the dials here on the morning stretch. Kyrstyn, how you been? How's life?
You know, life has been, it's been okay. You know, I'm glad we're finally out of winter.
Yep.
Thank goodness, because walking my dog in the weather is terrible.
That is one of the bigger things about winter weather. It's not so much what it does to the person, but the dogs that you have to take care of and going out in that weather and waking up late at night, early in the morning, and having to take them out outside.
The thing is, she loves the winter, though. Yeah. She rolls around in it.
You got to say Sadie
and
tell her what she is.
I don't know what she is. That's the thing. Like, I wish I knew, but unfortunately the shelter didn't know. I just know she's spotted and she's crazy.
She has a lot of energy. I've been at Kyrstyn's place before, and she was jumping on each side of the couch and running everywhere, doing circles. And apparently there were new toys bought before I even came over that day. And she mangled these two toys in the 2 hours I was over at Kyrstyn's house. I thought they were old toys.
Nope.
But I heard that they were actually bought a few hours earlier.
Specifically for your visit.
Yes.
Because I thought,
That's funny.
I'll distract her. Like, here's a toy so she's not jumping all over you. But we're still training. She's only a year old. We're working on it.
A year old.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a long time in puppy years.
Thanks for that.
Going from 3 months up to a year, a lot of development. And there's still a lot of good ways to go.
Ugh.
Yeah, you got it. So
no.
We'll see. Yeah, we're talking about winter finally coming to an end. We have issued a first alert weather day coming up on Thursday. Now, we'll talk more about that coming up at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I don't want to delve too far into that. But we have been seeing Notre Dame fighting Irish. A lot of sporting events going on this past weekend. A lot of great wins as well for the program, whether you're going fencing, you're going baseball, you're going basketball. I mean, just really all along the spectrum in regards to athletics at Notre Dame and doing well this past weekend as things started to turn, both with the weather and the sports. I mean, we got the fencer over here. You were there. Were you there for what, Friday and Sundays?
That's right. I was at the fencing video, which we will have some fencing video, I think, after the break from when Notre Dame clinches it. Yes. So I don't want to spoil too much before we get to that point. Okay. But we call it March Stabness, trying to make that a thing. But yes, Notre Dame was pretty dominant, and we'll have all of those details following our next break. But what we want to get to now is March Madness, which I know our newsroom has a big bracket going on right now, but people's brackets have been kind of hurting lately. There's been a lot of surprising upsets. So we've been seeing it swing who's on the head of the leaderboard, but I think a lot of people, especially me too, I was disappointed as a Florida girl. That's my original hometown. That was painful to see them go down. They went down to Iowa a little too early, hurting people's brackets.
You got to lose like what they did. It came down to the last shot. They had a chance. Florida had a chance to try and get the lead back. But, yeah, it was a three-pointer from the corner by Iowa that put them up by 1 point with, I believe, like 4 seconds left on the clock. It was an exciting and fun game to watch, to say the least. It was great.
And I always get a kick out of the player. I'm forgetting his name, the guy that's like over 7 feet tall.
Oh my!
Maybe 7'4".
He just walks up and just kind of whoop. And there's all these players who are literally like 6'8", 6'5", and usually these guys, well, compared to me or any of us in this room, would look huge. But compared to him, they just all look so small, and I find that so funny.
I feel so intimidated if I got into the court and I'm thinking I'm so tall, I can dunk on people, and oh my gosh.
Oh, his dunk is so hilarious. We'll have to show you videos, Kyrstyn. He just kind of just strolls up and just
Did Kyrstyn just say she could dunk?
No.
Gosh,
The
way I heard that, it was like I get onto the court and I dunk.
It's an if.
Okay.
I played basketball for like one season when I was in middle school. That was it.
You were more of a volleyball girl, right?
Yeah, I played a bit of volleyball. I did that for 2 years. I would have went more into it in high school, but I did theater, so that's okay.
That's fine. They
That's
go
pretty
hand
cool
in hand.
too.
They go hand in hand.
A little bit, yeah.
She's the high school athlete, the high school musical athlete, you know?
Yeah, honestly,
But
no.
not a different type of court, not the basketball like Troy. You know, she had her volleyball thing and then theater girly. Boom.
Little bit.
High School Musical reenacted right there.
No, I
Kyrstyn
actually,
Glover.
I tried out for the softball team in high school, right? But like the same week was, we had to sign up for crew for the spring musical. Seriously. And then I didn't get the softball team, but that's okay. It worked out for the better because it led me to this job, actually.
I mean, you have all your options open. I mean, that's why you try out for everything.
Yeah.
There you
try out
go.
for everything, and then the path before you will lead you to today.
Well,
Yes,
speaking
literally.
of women's sports, we got to talk about Notre Dame women's basketball now.
Yes.
That was so exciting. I was a little concerned there. They were down to 11. They were down 11-0 at the beginning of the first quarter, and that didn't feel too good. But hey, the comeback effort was strong. They got the lead going into the half and just kept it from there.
Yeah, I was talking to my brother. We were texting each other back and forth. He's the one that texted me and said, "Hey, are you watching this?" I said, "Well, you're watching what?" Women's basketball.
Because it's on in the middle of the day.
It was on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Monday. The last thing I was even thinking about is, so yeah, as soon as I turned it on, I was talking to him and he said it was a game of runs. So they were going back and forth between 10 and 12 points each team. And thankfully, Notre Dame ended the game on a run to give them that kind of cushioning against Ohio State. They made it was, I think, 15 or 18 points going into the last minute, and Ohio State was able to go ahead and put in a couple of threes and extend the game. The final deficit was about 10 points, but they looked good. Notre Dame looked good. They looked consistent, and hopefully we can get it done coming up in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, we were talking about it on the morning show. It's always so important to peak at the right time. And at the beginning of the year, Irish faithful, a little nervous about Notre Dame's performance. But hey, they had that winning streak right at the end of the regular season, and they've just carried through in this postseason. It's really exciting to see the way the team has come together. I know a lot of us were following Hannah Hidalgo and her success, but it seems like the team has kind of rallied around her, and she's made the people around her better going into the end of the season.
Yeah, and that was one thing you always, with a talent like Hannah, she's going to take over the game. You know that is going to happen. But what you don't want are teams just preparing for her. You want that supporting cast to pull out the defense and make sure Hannah is able to do what she needs to do, but also everybody else can also contribute, whether it's assist, rebounds, or even hitting the three. Because when she drives to the lane, that three-point shot is wide open. So hopefully that he can keep this going, and the consistently that Niele has put into the team will carry them through the Sweet 16.
Absolutely. Well, we have a lot of more sports to cover. We've got Notre Dame baseball, who had a pretty dominant weekend, and we're going to get to that Notre Dame fencing video, but we'll be right back. We have a short break we need to get to.
All right. See you soon. Okay, welcome back.
Then we're back.
Perfect. Good job, Matt.
Now what?
Well, I think it's time to keep up with our conversation about Irish athletics. We were just talking about March Madness and the basketball team and all of their success going into the Sweet 16. Again, that game is this upcoming Friday. But Matt, another team that had big success over the weekend was the baseball team.
The baseball team, yeah. So we actually looked at the forecast, and we got the two younger boys, and he said, you know what? It might be a good day for some baseball. They had their home opener for the ACC, the ACC season coming up. It was this past Friday. A beautiful day out there, and the first pitch was actually set for 4:30. Typically, you get the first pitch later in the day, 6:30, 7 o'clock. But early in the season, when it is this cold, having a game at 4:30 is just perfect. So we were out there for the first couple of innings, and they played well. The starting pitcher went all 9 innings. It was a complete game shutout for the Irish. Not only did they take it against Clemson the first game, but they actually swept the series and are now ranked in the top 25. Clemson going into the series was ranked 19th. So for them to sweep them with contributions across the board, they are now officially ranked, I believe, 23rd in the nation, which is exciting.
That's wonderful.
Very
and
nice.
We've got opening day happening soon for our own South Bend Cubs, too.
Yeah, I think it's, April 3rd?
April 3rd, April
Sounds about
4th?
right.
I think it's April 3rd.
I gotta look that up now.
They're having fireworks that night.
Yep.
Listen, guys, I'm excited. I would actually like to go because I have yet to go to a South Bend Cubs game.
What?
Yeah, and they've finished the renovations, or at least they're getting close to finishing the renovations.
Right.
So the upper deck, there's a lot of changes. They've moved the splash pad to a different place. So once it gets into the warmer, the hotter months, it's really a family destination to watch some baseball, and then of course enjoy all the stuff.
And Kyrstyn, you
The
are
venue has
right.
to offer.
Opening day is April 3rd there for the Cubs, and they are constantly expanding. They've been working on that stadium expansion, and things look pretty nice. I know that they're also wanting to have more concerts and other events. They even have a mac and cheese festival coming to
I
the
forgot
Cubs.
about
Yes.
that. I really, really want to go. I love mac and cheese. Oh my gosh.
No, that will be such a fun one. I know a lot of people are actually planning on traveling back in for it. I'd never heard of the mac and cheese festival, but anything cheesy sounds good to me.
Well, I mean, I was concerned, obviously there's going to be several booths and stuff, and you're going to get little samples of different kinds, but I'm like, well, what if I really like one? Can I take a whole serving home, or is it only samples?
Oh, I'm sure the vendors, where the vendors are located across South Bend and Michiana, I'm sure it's a contest to come in and bring your mac and cheese. So then if you do like it, then you go back to their establishment.
That's true.
Later on.
Maybe they'll
and
have
then you get your party
coupons.
tray.
Ooh, I'm excited, guys. Oh,
Do you make good mac and cheese?
no.
What?
Gosh. I mean, there's this cook or chef on TikTok that I follow. Her name's Teeny. Have you guys heard of her?
No.
Okay, so
So what is this, TikTok?
It sounds like
TikTok.
the Ratatouille
Don't know
little
what
chef,
that-
teeny
No,
little chef.
That's literally her name. So her name's Teeny. She was on one of Gordon Ramsay's cooking shows. She's very popular. She has this mac and cheese recipe that is to die for, apparently.
Oh.
But it uses 4 giant blocks of cheese.
Oh, well,
So-
that's what you gotta do. To make a
Yeah.
good mac and cheese, you gotta have real cheese. I think that's the big differentiator when we make it at home with, I like to make mac and cheese with my mom. It's when you get the good quality cheese, it
Yep.
always results in better mac and cheese.
Right. Yeah, and of course, in terms of the health factor, don't even worry about it. Just out the window, commit to the mac and cheese and just go all the way through it.
And you gotta have the cavatappi pasta. That's what she says. Cavatappi pasta. And
That's a tongue twister. Say that 5 times fast, Kyrstyn.
Cavatappi pasta. Cavatappi pasta.
Is that Italian? That sounds
she got
Italian.
2. Let's go.
I couldn't go anymore. No, but she makes a roux and everything, and literally she got so popular that the shelves, if you want to make this for your Thanksgiving dinner, you have to go weeks in advance.
Thanksgiving, Easter's around the corner.
I know. Well, same thing.
Easter.
People are probably
Easter
going to be
can be
making
a
it
mac
for
and cheese
Easter.
holiday.
For Easter?
They're going to be making it for Easter.
Ham
I guarantee
holiday,
it.
mac and cheese holiday.
It's great.
I'm just saying. Anyways, not about Teeny.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Well, we have one more sport to get to on our sports section here.
Which one is that?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Did
yeah,
we,
is
do we
that?
have to go to break first, or are we?
We'll do one
We
more.
good?
I think we can get one more in before our next
Yeah.
break.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is exciting because you can preface this by saying we had one of the assistant coaches on the noon show going into this event. I'm sure he was very pleased with the results.
That's right. We had Kyrstyn, who's the saber coach at Notre Dame, on our noon show, and what was pretty cool was he gave us a breakdown of all the 3 different weapons for fencing, but then the best part, I thought, was Matt got to take the epee, which is one of the 3 blades, and he pointed at the forecast and did his whole forecast with the blades. So that was
with
pretty
the saber.
fun.
And the fact that you get to play a sport with a weapon
What about doing
something,
the forecast with the weapon?
That's
that was
fine
pretty
too.
cool.
I did the forecast with a weapon. Just be able to say that is okay. That's a new one. Check that one off the list. All right. It was a lot of fun, but also it's athletics in terms of like peak physical fitness, both with the footwork, but also just holding the blade and being precise with where you put it. I mean, that's a big part of it, right?
It definitely takes
you don't
some
just
grip.
whack people.
No, yes, it takes some grip training for
very
sure.
Precise.
Which is interesting is the blade handle on the epee and foil is actually like a pistol grip is what a lot of fencers use, but it requires a lot of dexterity on your fingers. When you hit, you have to squeeze the fingers in there. So that is Johnny right there. He clinched the victory for the Notre Dame men's team on Sunday. And as you can see, there was a big audience there of students and fencers all excited, soaking in that victory.
Johnny Bones.
Now, okay, I know that
Yes.
they've got what now, 15?
16 now with this
16.
men's championship, because the women, they secured the 15th. That was on Friday, and now that it's a split gender, so they have the women's tournament Thursday, Friday. Women won there. It was a close bout for the women. They won by 3 bouts, but it was close with the Columbia Lions all the way to the end. The men won in a little bit more of a dominant fashion. They won by 10 bouts.
So, but like, so they have all those championships, right? But is it normally like a huge crowd like that goes to watch?
Yes. I would say for NCAAs, as a Notre Dame fencer myself, something we would do was we had a Navy SEAL come in and he would make all this noise as we were practicing, like bring in noise machines and all these crazy sounds to help us focus for NCAA championships, just because the environment gets so crazy there. Harvard brings like this huge drum in usually that they'll like use during the game. All the different teams make different posters for their championships. I know when I fenced, you never see it on the air because I don't wear it, but I always, when I fence, I have like this big bun on my head. So they were like, I wore my perky bun today in support of Amanda, which was what my friends made back in 2022 when I competed there. And funnily enough, Matt Engelbrecht was also at that competition, but we didn't know each other yet.
No, we were there. We didn't make it this weekend. It was just because of the way the scheduling all worked. Because they did it separately. They had the men's final on Sunday. The women's final was actually on Friday. Typically, it's a team competition together, but this is a year, Kyrstyn was telling us about this first year that they separated the two.
Right, it had been years. It had been since 1989 that had been a split competition with separate champions for the women's and the men's event. But this was a move made by the NCAA because we have a lot of schools balancing Title IX right now with fencing. So Northwestern, Temple, trying to think of some more. There's a few schools that only have a women's program, so every year they came to NCAAs, they would have a shot at the individual championship, but they didn't have a shot at winning that team title. So now that they've split it, Northwestern, Temple, those schools, Cornell is another one, they have the opportunity to compete and to win a national championship. But Notre Dame showed its dominance still, even with the split titles. They took them home again. The team is just full of Olympians and a lot of impressive squad members right now, so it was dominant.
It's a
it was
fencing
exciting
school.
to see. There
it
you
is
go.
a fencing school, that's for sure.
It was exciting to watch this weekend.
Oh my gosh.
What? Oh my gosh.
One more
Time
break?
is flying.
I think so.
Time
Let's
is
go ahead.
flying. I think it's break time.
Okay.
Take a break, reset, and then we'll finish it out.
We'll talk about something nose related after the break. That's your tease.
Oh man. We'll be right back.
No.
We need to get that in a soundboard.
Well, you know, Josh has a little button in the newsroom that has all of his like catchphrases he can use. We need one for Matt.
It's like a morning show, morning radio show. Not the morning stretch, morning radar.
Oh.
Wouldn't you love to have that on a button and you could just use Matt's little sound effects?
I don't think even my mom would sign on to that.
What?
I don't think so.
It's a red day, Matt.
I don't think so.
It could be a button for all of the First Alert weather days when you've got those red graphics on.
First Alert. First Alert. What do we got here? What's going on here?
Speaking of things red, let's talk about things that are green. Yeah, you might have been seeing a lot of green dots around downtown South Bend. Have you guys seen those lately? Yes? Do you guys know what they're all about?
Do tell.
Do tell.
St. Patrick's Day.
So, you know, we did have the dying of the East River walk there. However, the green is all about the Logan Nose-On that's happening this Wednesday at the Gillespie Center there near St. Mary's campus. And it's exciting because, well, actually, this was a Logan Center event. This was Disability Awareness Day. I actually had the honor of working with these students. It was exciting. So what you're seeing there is students who are not disabled. They're using the wheelchairs and other mobility devices to kind of go in the shoes of someone who has disabilities and see what that experience is like. So then they can become more understanding and really understand the challenges that those with disabilities go through. And then after we led those activities, I was actually able to speak about someone from the Logan Center named Martha, who the whole Logan Center concept of helping those with disabilities, providing a safe space for them to enjoy sport, to enjoy the arts, in a place where they feel welcomed. So that was kind of what I was talking about. And then at the end, we passed out those iconic Logan green noses. And we asked an important question to the kids, like, when they put on the nose, like, what do you think of your students now? And some people said, like, silly or all these different terms, but the messaging there was that this is still your friend. This is still your same classmate, even though they have these silly noses on. So being accepting of the differences was really the main takeaway from the event there, and just kind of understanding what it is to be in the shoes of someone with disabilities.
Yeah, I think it's really important that kids learn how to empathize, what that even means with other people and with other walks of life, to be able to go ahead and put yourself in their shoes, but also kind of understand what they might be going through and vice versa. Just kind of bringing the community together, and hopefully empathy starts to spread through it with organizations like this, with the Green Nose.
Oh, absolutely. And then, so this event was for the children, the 5th grade students there of South Bend Schools. It was at the Mishawaka Fieldhouse. But Trisha and I are actually emceeing an event tomorrow for the South Bend community to continue to speak about this important message, acceptance, and then just also understanding and even just taking the time to listen, taking the time to open the door, because just this patience with those with disabilities really makes a big difference.
Absolutely. Yeah, the time, the understanding, but also the community in general to come together and kind of put their best foot forward, because this isn't just a 1 or 2 person type thing. This is an event. This is a community that shows support for the Green Nose Day, but also the rest of everybody else in the community.
Absolutely. And oftentimes when people think of disabilities, or specifically autism, you think a lot of people just link autism with those who are younger or in high school or elementary school, but autism is a condition you don't really grow out of, which I feel like is a big misconception. So that's something we're trying to debunk also. Specifically at schools right now, teachers are reporting a lot of students using the word retarded, so that's also something I'll be speaking about at the event on Wednesday, speaking about how it's not cool to use this word. In fact, it really kind of dims the light of those with special needs. My sister is severely autistic, and kind of feeling like classifying someone as like the word retarded, just people don't realize how much hurt they're bringing to those with disabilities when they're using this word lightly. So that will also be part of the conversation that we'll have on Wednesday.
What time's this event tomorrow?
Yeah, so this event's taking place tomorrow at noon at the Gillespie Center. Yep. Lots of good stories to be shared. There'll also be a keynote speaker too, talking about experiences. So a lot of important stories that will be shared there. And then once again, all of the donations from that event will go to the Logan Center so people can keep funding this amazing safe space for those with disabilities to participate in sport, arts, once again, all sorts of activities that you and me enjoy.
Absolutely. And as temperatures get a little bit warmer, all those sports start to come back outside. So hopefully we can get some good weather for that, but also good weather for a great conversation that you guys are going to have tomorrow. And it's you and Trisha. You're going to MC the event?
Yes, we'll be the hosts of the event. So looking forward to that tomorrow. So I will not be on the noon show tomorrow, Matt. You'll be
Meredith.
You'll be with Meredith.
Let's go, Mer.
Yes, so that will be exciting. But Matt, so you're saying that temperatures are looking up for tomorrow. So we're seeing this temperature trend the next few days?
Looks good. Yeah, we got the 50s today, 60s tomorrow, and then the 70s coming up on Thursday. First alert weather day issued on Thursday as a strong cold front comes through. The up and down temperatures, they stay in the forecast. We've been first alerting you to that all week long. Then as we go into the weekend, we're right back to the 40s and the 50s. In fact, tomorrow, tomorrow's the 50s and 60s. Friday is going to feel a lot like yesterday, where we're going to struggle just to get to 40 degrees. So it's going to be colder than average day on Friday, and then a cold start to our weekend with more of the 20s Saturday morning. Otherwise, things start to moderate a little bit into the weekend.
Hey, did you hear that Kyrstyn Sadie can go out on a walk tomorrow?
Wait, I'm sorry.
And not be too cold.
What's the temperature going to be on Saturday?
Saturday morning in the 20s, just like today.
So soak it in tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day to go on that walk before that first alert weather comes in on Thursday. What time are we thinking for that severe weather?
Late afternoon. Yeah, that's shifted a little bit. Looks like late afternoon around sunset with that first line coming in with thunderstorms.
Perfect for me.
Go to sleep, enjoy the rain and the hail while you're passed out.
I have the day off on Friday, and I love thunderstorms, so
enjoy it.
That's going to be perfect. Okay. Well, I'm not looking forward to Saturday because I have an event on Saturday, but...
A nice event on Saturday.
Yeah, but it's going to be cold.
That's true.
Saturday
but
morning.
It will still be worth it.
Okay.
Yep. It'll be a spring feel, though. It'll be dry, it'll be cool, it'll be crisp, and then we'll warm up into the 40s and near 50 degrees.
Well, if you want to go more in depth on all of things weather with Matt, he'll be back at 10. Yes.
Let's do it.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into the Morning Stretch. Once again, this is at every Tuesday. I'm switching my T's. It's every Tuesday. Trish will be back, but it was great having Kyrstyn with us today.
Yes, great to be back,
Thanks,
guys.
Kyrstyn.
Yay.
Thank you.
Have a great Tuesday, everyone.
Bye.